Welcome back, welcome back. My name is Kyle Whissel. You are listening to Whissel Wednesdays here on KCBQ 1170. If you ever want to connect with myself or any of the guests we have on the show, you can always visit our website, whisselwednesdays.com, or shoot a text message over 619-663-7355, 619-663-7355. I would love to connect you with some of the experts. Speaking of, I've got some amazing people in the studio today. As always, Jason Hall, Sierra Pacific Mortgage. I got Don Meredith, the financial artist and painter at Tactical Income LLC. And I want to talk to you a little bit, Miss Marcie Laws, owner and operator at Mirabella Care and Concierge. Talk to us a little bit about your company. And, we've talked a little before, at our office, and you have something really unique to offer our listeners. So let's talk about that.
I do, Kyle. Thanks. I started Mirabella Care about 3 years ago, and my initial intention was for it to be a senior caregiving company. I saw my parents really struggling as my grandfather got older. They needed somebody just to check in on him. He had a really bad habit of climbing ladders when he shouldn't be, and they wanted to make sure that he was safe, that he was, had groceries, had his laundry done, and they couldn't find anybody that they trusted to have a key to his house and oversee what was going on without that person being a registered nurse, which he didn't need. So I started Mirabella Care as a senior caregiving job, but what I found out immediately was adult children needed help in their lives too. So a lot of times an adult is taking care of their own kids, their own household, they have a career, a business that they're running, and they're taking care of their elderly parents, and it just becomes a sandwich and a crunch, and they need help. So my company really expanded to offer personal assistant services too. So we do everything from laundry, meal preparation, running errands, senior care and companionship. It's like having your own housewife.
Definitely. I can kind of relate to that. My mom passed away about 5 or 6 years ago, and when we were going through the whole hospice process of it, it was a full-time job just to be there to take care of her. It was like, even if I wanted food, I had to call somebody to bring me food, or anything that I needed to do. It was really hard. I ended up having to have somebody cover for me so I could go around and run errands. So I could definitely see how that could be really beneficial for somebody.
For my own personal experience, when I was starting Mirabella Care, in the first year, I became a first-time mom, I became a single mom, I lost my own mom to cancer, and I was starting a company. So I needed help with getting groceries in the house. My mom was having a stem cell transplant, so her house had to be sanitized. I had a baby to raise, I had a business to run, and just day-to-day functions like getting your laundry done and getting groceries and picking up medications, it just becomes overwhelming.
Yeah, there's only so much that one person can do. To go through all that, it sounds like you need 3 people to make all of that happen.
Well, that's what you learned, right?
Right.
The thing, we've always heard the saying, if you want something done, give it to a busy person, right? It's amazing how busy people always can get tons of stuff done. So congratulations, Marcie, for getting all this stuff done, even in a difficult time. And then other people go, Kyle, why are you successful? As they just sit there and keep listening to us on maybe the TV or radio and not doing anything.
Right.
It's amazing. I'm sure you've got friends that go, oh, you're just lucky, Kyle.
Right.
And Marcie, you probably heard that. Don, right?
Well,
you're
luck favors the prepared.
There you go.
Marcie brought up something earlier off here that I thought was just fascinating and resonated with me as a financial guy. And Marcie, what you were talking about the second marriages, the difficulties when it comes to medical care, and that brings to the table. And I've seen that in the financial world for sure.
And I was giving Casey Kasem as an example where his adult children really had something different in mind for his medical care, his estate, and his end of life, how it happened, at his end of life, his care and companionship versus his wife and their stepmom. And it really can become a huge family battle when adult children and second wives or husbands disagree with each other on how to handle those issues.
And that's why we need to bring Don in, right, later on the next segment, talk about how to prepare for that, right, Don?
Well, that is one of our main issues, and make sure that they're asking the right questions, I think is one of the main.
I think it's always important to have those conversations before you need to, because if somebody falls ill and they, develop dementia and Alzheimer's, they aren't in the right frame of mind to have those discussions. And so you need to tell your intentions to your family, to your children, to your siblings on, what you want to have happen to yourself, to your estate.
In other words, you're setting up siblings to battle one another if you don't all these ducks in a row.
Right.
This happens to very good families.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are just not prepared. Everybody thinks it can't happen to me, or it can't happen to my significant other, whatever the case is, and they don't put the time in up front to plan for it. I mean, I know, Jason, your dad just went through, a near-death experience, and it wasn't anything that was planned. I mean, it was just a freak accident that happened, and if he didn't have his ducks in a row, and, luckily he's a strong man and he's pulling through and he's kicking some butt, but I mean, these accidents happen to people.
The accidents do happen. You need to be prepared. And, as families get older, every sibling ends up having different, religious beliefs, moral beliefs, financial beliefs, how we should take care of the parents. And, we all grow separate. And I come from a large family. I'm just very fortunate that all my siblings we all line up. And at this point, my dad's 70 and is being taken care of in a facility, Marcie. He had he fell 30 feet down while hiking down a ravine.
Oh my
And
gosh.
no one found him for an hour and a half, and he broke 24 bones. But he has been recovered.
Wow.
It's been over 3 months. He's been around the clock care, but he finally got out of the back brace and neck brace, and he's moving around a little bit more, little by little. But we're just blessed that financially they kind of look to me. My sister's been a nurse for 20 plus years. So we look to her for, that type of stuff, and the rest of us just get in line. But a lot of families don't have that, right? But let me ask you, Marcie, so you help families, and you'll come to their homes, their situation.
It's in-home care, and we also do nursing home visits. So a lot of times, you may put your parent in a facility, but you live out of town. And I really say that, squeaky wheel gets the grease. And so you need someone to go check on them in the facility. Even if they're getting great care, it's always good to have an extra set of eyes and ears and just make sure that the care is continuous and
Somebody that's
proper.
Professional like you
Right.
and your team that
Right.
realize, are they getting the right care?
Right. Do
'Cause
they have bed sores? Do
Right.
they have clean clothes on? Are they being properly fed?
Right, because, my dad now, again, 3 months in facilities, you get a chance to see. Again, I'm blessed to have a sister as a nurse, so she's been really on them. My mom's really on the nurses and checking, because she used to be a nurse, so we're blessed on that way. But a lot of families don't know, and I know if I didn't have those two, I wouldn't know if he's being taken care of. And when I saw him yesterday, he was even whining like, hey, she's shaving me with lotion, and I want my shaving cream, Jason. And so I had to talk to the lady, just stuff like that, because that means a lot to him. He doesn't appreciate a shave with the lotion, and I don't know why the nurse was doing it, but I said, before I left, I was like, I have to make sure you do the cream, or I will be back, and I will talk to your supervisor. I have no problem saying that, but not everybody is. So those are types of things you guys handle.
Absolutely, being an advocate, being the eyes and ears for the family, and even just companionship. There's a lot of people who live alone or they live in nursing homes and they don't have constant contact with somebody else, and it helps, especially with dementia and Alzheimer's, for them to have social interaction and mental stimulation. It's extremely important.
Marcie, the people out there, they should call you long before they need this.
Absolutely.
I see, as an investment person, with a lot of elderly clients, I see that they wait way too long to bring you on in. Why don't they just have you over, so they get to know you and get to know your staff, and so you know their house, and you're kind of preparing for a time when they're not going to have such a lucid conversation.
That's a great idea, and we do come in a lot of crisis situations, and the first thing people say is, I wish we would have called sooner. This is so helpful. It's relieved the stress. We come in with a plan. We help reduce chaos. We help them come up with a system that's going to keep their family flowing and get them out of a crisis situation.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say enough. When you're going through a crisis situation, the amount of stress that you're under is unfathomable. I mean, it's the worst stress you'll ever go through in
Because you
your
already
life.
have your normal life stress, right?
Right.
You already have
Right.
normal life stress, and then you have a situation where a loved parent is now in very need.
Yeah.
It's squared to triple to the 10th power, and it's just crazy, Kyle.
Definitely. So again, you're listening to Whissel Wednesdays here on KCBQ 1170. We're talking with Marcie Laws, owner and operator at Mirabella Care and Concierge, just about some of the things that people need to do just to plan ahead. Whether it's financial, and Don Meredith with taxable income, we're going to talk to you a little bit more about some of the financial stuff, but just the general health care of elderly. I mean, you've got to have a plan in place. So many people just wait until it's far too late to do anything about it. And then by the time they do, it's too late a lot of times. And I've seen people, go through this crazy thoughts in their heads, and they're trying to balance their work life, they're trying to take care of their parents, they're trying to take care of their kids. I mean, to go through all that, obviously you've been through it, Marcie, so that's, I think, what it takes to have somebody step up in your position, somebody who's truly been through the gauntlet of life and losing family, having a son, you know, being single mom, all that stuff. You've actually been through it, and I think that's something that'll help separate you and your business apart from all the other, you know, care providers out there that are just doing it to make a buck. I think for you, it's something that really hits home, something that you've personally been through, and I think that's really awesome.
Well, thanks. You know, I have a degree in social work, and I did my college internship at hospice. So this is really my passion and what I care about, and I have a small staff. We have 5 employees. We're about to grow to 7 in the next few weeks. But it's really nice to be a small agency because we know all of our clients. They, you know, we have personal relationships with them, and it's not, you know, just a big agency that will send somebody different to your house each time. We have long-term relationships with most of our clients.
You cover all of San Diego, right, Marcie?
All of San Diego County, yeah.
Great.
So I know that you are a born and raised Ramona girl.
That I am, 4-H.
So let's talk a little bit.
What's 4-H?
4-H.
Well, Kyle's opposed to 4-H.
I'm not a 4-H fan.
What's 4-H? Gotta let the old guy know.
4-H is they teach kids in school how to be farmers.
Oh, gotcha.
But Kyle doesn't like the end result. So I was in 4-H and I raised pigs and lambs. And, you know, they get sent to the butcher after
They
the
get sent
fair.
to butcher, and Kyle and his
Right.
wife, you know,
They
love
save pigs.
They
Yeah.
save pigs with their pig farm.
Yeah.
All right, so you're a cowgirl, is that right?
I'm a reformed cowgirl.
Okay, and so I understand you're single now?
I am.
So if are we looking for a cowboy? Does he have to be a cowboy?
Check this out.
Let's move on to the next
No,
line
let's
of
check this
questioning.
out. So we had Mr. John Arrow, my Ramona specialist, in studio with the Whissel Realty
Right.
team. Marcie actually knows John quite well.
John was my high school homecoming date.
Wow, John was able to
I
take
have-
Marcie. I got more
You know-
respect now for John.
You know, I have a great story about John Arrow that he probably doesn't even remember, but we were getting ready to go to the Corvette Diner for dinner before homecoming.
Oh, they're
And
in North Park.
And his
somewhere.
mom said to him in front of all of us, "Now Kyle, John, don't eat the chili cheese fries because you know what happens."
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Nice. We love moms, don't we?
I love it. So Marcie, I know you've got an event coming up in Ramona. Talk to us a little bit about that event.
I do. So I'm putting on the first ever Ramona Health and Wellness Expo, and it's going to be all local businesses in Ramona, and it's promoting organic and natural products and wellness. So I think there's a lot of great resources in our small town. I'm a mom. I want my child to have healthy food. I want him to have access to activities that are, you know, physical, and that, you know, just promotes a healthy lifestyle for him. So we have over 20 vendors participating. Turpin Chiropractic was the first person to step up, and he supports everything in Ramona, and he's always fun to have in an event. We have Ransom Brothers True Value Hardware. We have CrossFit Brand X. It's going to be a great event with face painting for the kids, all kinds of natural and organic products.
Awesome. So that event's coming up this Saturday, August 16th from 10 to 2. If you want to get more info on this event or connect with Marcie, shoot us a text, 619-663-CELL, 619-663-73.
Any single cowboys out there?
619-663-7355. When we get back from the break, we're going to talk to Dawn Meredith, financial artist at Tactical Income, about some of the financial side of senior care. Thanks so much for listening to Whissel Wednesdays. We'll be right back.